Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We start with the weather this Friday. It's nice out there now as we look outside with our sky cam, but we are expecting storms later. Chelsea's in the Weather Center with your first forecast. Hi, Chelsea.
Yeah, plenty of sunshine outside right now, Doreen. We're looking at a warm and humid day here in Southern New England. Our temperatures right now are sitting in the mid-80s range, and with dew points in the low 70s, we're feeling on the uncomfortable side of things, and we also feel warmer than the actual temperatures, sitting with a feel-like temperature of 91 degrees in Providence right now. Perfect sunshine at the moment. That has been warming us up. Mid to upper 80s for our inland spots as we head into the next couple of hours, and then along the coastline, low to mid 80s. At the moment, we are dry, but taking a little bit of a view up to our north and our west, you can see the first round of thunderstorm activity well to our northwest right now, not even into western Mass or western Connecticut, but this line will trail down. It'll gain some strength, and we'll start to track the risk of strong thunderstorms coming into the area for the afternoon and evening hours, starting in northwest Rhode Island first, where the storms will likely be the strongest, and then gradually seeing that line push through during your evening commute and into about maybe 7 or 8 o'clock. Biggest concerns are going to be very heavy rain, gusty, damaging winds, some hail, and even a brief little round of rotation isn't out of the question. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows you that in the Providence area, around 4 or 5 o'clock, you start to see those thunderstorms moving through, continuing through your evening hours. I'll let you know when we dry out and if we see sunshine for the weekend in just a few minutes. Doreen?
Chelsea, thank you. And our top story today, a not guilty plea from the former North Kingstown basketball coach accused of performing naked fat checks on student athletes. Aaron Thomas back before a judge this morning. ABC6 News reporter Natalie Nuri is live outside of court in Wakefield with those details. Natalie.
Yeah, Doreen, the former North Kingstown boys basketball coach who is accused of performing these naked fat checks on student athletes appeared before a judge today, pleading not guilty to all charges. Aaron Thomas was charged last month with child molestation and sexual assault in connection with those naked fat checks. Between the years of 2000 and 2002, he allegedly engaged in sexual contact with a person under 14 years old. And more recently, between September 2019 and February 2020, Thomas is also accused of sexual contact with a student. Outside of court, Thomas's attorney saying his client denies all of the allegations against him.
He adamantly denies any criminal conduct whatsoever. Scores of students have been interviewed by North Kingstown Police to say they participated in this program voluntarily, they benefited from this program, and nothing of a sexual nature ever took place. Aaron Thomas looks forward to his day in court.
Separate investigations have also alleged that the school and district knew about Thomas's alleged conduct, but did nothing about it. Both the superintendent and assistant superintendent of schools in North Kingstown have since stepped down. Today, Thomas was released on a $10,000 personal recognizance, and he has agreed not to teach or coach, and he will be back in court on October 14th. For now, reporting live in Wakefield, Natalie Nori, ABC6 News.
All right, Natalie, thank you. And new at noon today, Governor Dan McKee tests negative for COVID. His spokesperson saying this morning that he is feeling good. McKee has virtual meetings today, but will be back to in-person activities this weekend. The 71-year-old tested positive for COVID last Saturday night. It was the first time he tested positive. He was treated with Paxlovid. And a lawsuit over the COVID vaccine. Moderna is suing Pfizer and BioNTech, accusing them of patent infringement in developing the COVID vaccine. Moderna believes the two companies copied their mRNA technology without permission to make their vaccine. No comment yet from Pfizer, but Moderna was also clear to say that it is not aiming to remove Pfizer's vaccine from the market. And Providence police are investigating a double shooting in the city last night. It happened about 7:30 near Candace Street Park. Police say one victim was shot in his leg, arm, and side. The other found a short time later with a gunshot wound to the head. Police say he was brought to Rhode Island Hospital by another person. Still no arrest to report. And now to get you ready for back to school. Many kids start Monday, including in Providence. And this year is the first year that Dr. Javier Montanez is officially running the show as superintendent. He's been in the role as an interim superintendent since last summer. And while new to that role, he is not new to education. In fact, pretty much his entire adult life has been front and center. He was born and raised in Providence and attended school here. He was then an educator, principal, and now superintendent, with a whole host of challenges that the school district is facing. Among them, working with the state to get Providence schools back on track.
I look at it as an intervention instead of a takeover. for 30 plus years or for decades, our students were not getting the support that they needed. Teachers were not getting the support that they needed. The buildings were in deterioration. So I am extremely glad that we're in this work together. I have to say that as a student here, in my wildest dreams, I would have never thought that I would be in this position. I would have never thought I would be a teacher. The expectation wasn't to live beyond 20, probably, But this is, if I send a message to our kids, it's not where you start, it's where you end.
Dr. Montanez also identified attendance issues, school safety, and COVID mitigation efforts also as top priorities. Tune in Monday to Good Morning Providence to see Casey Cant's two-part interview with Montanez. We get started at 5 a.m. And in Cranston, public schools are in the middle of some major renovations, work that school officials say will change the way students are taught. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Tregelis takes us inside.
Construction underway across several Cranston elementary schools, including a full $53 million makeover of the Garden City School.
Our schools were some of the most aging school buildings in the state.
When you walk into what will be the new Garden City, you won't be walking into a typical classroom. The revitalized school includes newly designed learning commons, breakout spaces, libraries, and labs, all built under open concept ideas.
The walls can be written on, they're whiteboard walls, or they can be projected on because they're screens. Some of the furniture can be written on. The furniture is very flexible, there's flexible seating.
Garden City and two other schools in the district, Eden Park and Gladstone Elementary, all being designed under the same concept of keeping their students engaged.
No more hallways. Every single square foot of this building has an educational value.
At Eden Park, the new designs introduced to students last year, and school officials say they're seeing immediate results.
Student engagement is up, attendance is up. Kids are excited to come to school and learn. They love the environment, they love the space.
During an ABC6 exclusive tour of the schools, District Chief Facilities Director Edward Collins said the schools took a unique approach to rebuilding their schools, with their kids in mind.
We allowed them to come in and help design the space that they're going to be occupying.
And while the price tag for Garden City was raised by more than 30% than originally budgeted, mostly due to inflation and other supply chain issues that have affected many industries, in the long run, Collins says this total cost was worth it for the city, because from what they've seen so far, it's successful in connecting their students.
We have a 5-year plan, with 3 major projects. You're right back in the middle of the school, the heart of the school. You never really lose to be not being part of that.
The Garden City School is on track to be completed in time for students to start classes next September of 2023. And after that, Gladstone construction will get underway, along with the second half of the Eden Park School. In the newsroom, Yanni Tregelis, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thank you. It's still to come here at noon. The release of a key document detailing the reasons for the FBI search of Donald Trump's Florida home. We'll have the latest. Plus, a reality star speaks out about online bullies after her teenage son was targeted. Back now with developing news on the FBI search of former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. A federal magistrate ordered a redacted version of the affidavit to be released by noon today. ABC's Jay O'Brien has the latest.
A federal magistrate in Florida, the same judge who signed off on the search warrant executed on former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, has ordered the Department of Justice to release a redacted copy of the affidavit that led to the raid. In his ruling Thursday, the judge said he agrees that the Department of Justice has a compelling reason and good cause to seal portions of the affidavit. He also said the government's proposed redactions are narrowly tailored to serve the government's legitimate interest. Considered a roadmap to the DOJ's investigation, the affidavit will likely have heavy redactions to protect the sources and methods used by investigators looking into how 27 boxes with at least 11 sets of highly classified materials remained at Trump's Florida estate, even after one of Trump's lawyers had stated in June that all classified materials had been returned.
It's an effort to strike a balance by the magistrate between, on one hand, the government's desire to keep its investigation intact and public's interest in knowing what this is all about.
The Department of Justice told the court a heavily redacted affidavit could be meaningless to the public, but the filing could shed light on the months of negotiations between the government and Trump's team to return the documents and the legal justification for the Mar-a-Lago raid.
The fact that this had markings like top secret, sensitive compartmented information is really terrifying from an intel perspective.
Trump has demanded an unredacted copy of the affidavit be released, but his lawyers never made that argument in court. Republicans calling for transparency.
I want to get to the truth, but I will be honest with you here. It's hard to justify what the Department of Justice did here, in my opinion.
And Trump's lawyers face a different deadline in a different Florida federal court. The Trump-appointed judge there asking them by today to clarify their argument that she has the authority to and should appoint a special master, an independent outside official, to go through the documents seized from Mar-a-Lago instead of the Department of Justice. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
And still to come here at noon, calling out harassment. A reality TV star speaks out about hateful comments towards her son. We're going to check back in with Chelsea, too, for a look at your full forecast next. Now to a story that's trending today about the son of Real Housewives star and actress Garcelle Beauvais. The 14-year-old now sharing a message calling out the hateful online comments he's received from some fans. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the story.
Under no circumstances, though, can you disrespect Not only a kid, but my kid.
This morning, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Garcelle Beauvais speaking out after she says online bullies went after her family. The star writing, "My life has taught me to be strong, but when it comes to my kids, it hurts. It's not okay. I've been in tears all night. It's just a show. People scream at your TV, throw something at your TV, but leave our kids alone." Beauvais has faced some criticism this season over her own actions towards her co-stars, most recently from fellow housewife Erica Jane.
I got together with these ladies, and I said, does Erica seem like something's happening with her?
Okay, but is that to make Erica look bad, or is that out of genuine
Erica,
concern?
I don't have to make you look bad. You can do that on your own.
But she says this time the insults went further, with people posting violent and racist comments targeting her 14-year-old son, Jax.
She was like, what are you doing here? I was like, damn.
The often cutthroat Housewives franchise leaving children of castmates to face cyberbullying. Garcelle's son, who just started his freshman year this week, releasing a statement saying, "I did not sign up for this show, nor do I have anything to do with the show's drama. I just want to be a normal kid." Adding, "Racist and crude comments about my family is not what I expected for my first week of high school."
This show traffics in quite a bit of bullying, and it may be sending a message to its audience members that it's okay to treat people this way. And in some ways, that may have opened the door for real aggression towards this boy.
Experts say bullying online is a pervasive problem. A 2021 study that surveyed over 2,500 students between the ages of 13 and 17 found about 46% had experienced cyberbullying.
We know from research that cyberbullying can deeply affect your sense of safety at school and your academic performance. Low self-esteem, anxiety, family problems. So this is a very impactful experience for a young person that can leave a mark.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Well, it's sunny, bright, and dry out there right now. That is going to change as we head into the afternoon hours. There's some strong thunderstorms showing up to our north and west at the moment, barely even crossing into western Mass and western Connecticut. So we still have a little ways to go. But that sunshine, that heat and humidity, all acting as some fuel for some stronger thunderstorms to develop as this front comes through later in the afternoon and into the evening hours. Right now, it's nice and bright. We're seeing plenty of sunshine across southern New England. The temperatures are responding to that sunshine. We're sitting in the low to mid 80s in most locations, upper 80s in Norwood and Boston right now. There's this breeze that's coming in from the south, and it is going to get a bit breezy as we head into the afternoon ahead of that front. 10 to 15 mile per hour winds out of the south right now, and that continues to pump in that humidity. Our dew points are a bit higher today than where they were yesterday at this time. Yesterday, some inland spots managed to get dew points down to the low 60s. Not too bad. Today, once you cross that 70-degree mark, you're feeling pretty uncomfortable. And that's where we're at outside today ahead of this approaching front. It also makes us feel so much warmer. Our feel-like temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s right now. Satellite radar image. This is a loop over the past 6 hours. We're seeing sunshine outside at the moment. There's a little bit of some spotty shower activity starting to cross into western Mass, but again, that activity is still a little bit farther to the west of us. We'll continue to track it. Figure by about 2, 3, 4 o'clock up in northwest Rhode Island, we start to see some of that thunderstorm activity developing, and then that starts to push farther to the southeast over the course of your drive home. So let's go through things hour by hour. What you're looking at is sunshine for now for another couple hours. It's about 3 o'clock. That activity getting close to northwest Rhode Island, starting to cross into the area. We're going to see the potential for some heavy rain, thunder, lightning as we head through the evening hours. Now, this is about 9 o'clock and it's starting to push offshore. So figure between 4 and maybe 9 o'clock starting in northwest Rhode Island and then gradually pushing down through southeastern Mass over the course of that time frame where we have the potential for some very heavy rain, thunder, lightning, gusty winds, hail, even the potential for a little bit of rotation with this line as it comes through. So Jeff will obviously have a full update for you starting at 4 o'clock. As we head into tomorrow, we're dry. We're back to sunshine. You'll see a little fog on Sunday morning. Otherwise, a sunny day on Sunday as well. Storm Prediction Center does have some of our area now in that slight risk of severe weather, meaning the potential for damaging gusty winds, the hail, the potential for some very heavy rain that could lead to some flash flooding. What you're looking at is that risk goes down a bit to the lower level. You see the yellow is kind of a level 2. The green, a level 1, and that's where we're at for much of the area. It's really going to focus in north of 190 or 95 rather, where we have the best chance of seeing some of those isolated, stronger thunderstorms. It's warm, it's humid outside. Tonight we have the evening thunderstorms, then we start to clear out, we dry out. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the upper 60s. Tomorrow looks mainly sunny. It's still a bit muggy outside, but better than today. Temperatures in the mid 80s range. 7-day forecast shows temps in the upper 80s today. The risk of thunderstorms through the afternoon and evening. Dry and sunny for the weekend, warm and humid into next week. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thanks. Still to come here on the news at noon. 2 music icons teaming up for a new song dropping overnight. Details on Britney and Elton's collab. And move over, Joe Rogan. There's a new #1 podcast on Spotify. Checking your entertainment news, the Princess of Pop joins forces with Captain Fantastic. Britney Spears released Hold Me Closer, her first song in 6 years. It's a duet with Elton John. The track in his EDM reimagining of John's classic 1971 hit, Tiny Dancer. It's also Spears' first effort since being freed from the 13-year conservatorship that controlled her career and personal life. Well, Meghan Markle's new podcast, Archetypes, is already a hit. According to Spotify, the Duchess of Sussex has the #1 podcast on Spotify, knocking the Joe Rogan Experience out of the top spot. The debut episode dropped this week. Markle's first guest was her longtime close friend, Serena Williams. Her next guest is Mariah Carey. Well, still to come on ABC6 News at noon, the Steamship Authority calling on the public to help name new ferries. Details on the contest. And Chelsea has another look at your afternoon forecast right after this. What's in a name? The Steamship Authority wants you to help name 2 new ferries in the fleet. The agency having a contest saying it wants names that, quote, embody the local flavor and or maritime history of Cape Cod and the islands. Those ferries are going to run next summer. The winners of this contest, by the way, get a Steamship Authority gift card. Any ideas, Chelsea?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
I am.
I'll have to think about it.
Like chowder? Is that too
Chowder's
cliche?
cute.
I don't know. I think that's fun.
Yeah,
right?
that would be a fun one.
Right.
Chowder, lobster
Don't
roll.
steal that one.
Love it. Oh my goodness. We are looking at some summertime weather outside right now. Be prepared for some stronger thunderstorms to move into the area for the afternoon and evening hours with heavy rain, thunder, lightning, gusty winds starting in northwest Rhode Island first. Figure by about 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon and then gradually pushing through the southeast. We dry out overnight. The weekend looks good. Temps in the low to mid 80s. And then next week, heat and humidity building, highs close to 90 for our final day of August. Doreen?
All right, Chelsea, thank you. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4. Have a great rest of your day.